On the day my girlfriend, Clara, was supposed to attend the wedding of a guy she used to have a crush on, something unexpected happened. Right before the ceremony, the bride apparently changed her mind and left. Despite my protests, Clara insisted on stepping in for the runaway bride. "I can't just leave him standing there alone," she said, ignoring my pleas. "Everyone will laugh at him. Besides, it's just a pretend wedding, no official papers or anything." I watched as Clara, wearing the wedding dress, happily linked arms with the groom, Liam, her former crush. She even threw the bouquet and announced that they would be together forever, even though it was clearly just for show. Later, when my childhood friend Olivia proposed to me with a bouquet of red roses, Clara suddenly seemed to panic. "Ryan, will you marry me?" Olivia asked. "I will, that I will," echoed through the wedding hall as applause filled the air. It felt like my last hopes and dreams were crumbling because the person standing there as the bride wasn't just anyone. It was Clara, my girlfriend. But the man holding her hand was Liam. Liam was Clara's first love, the one she couldn't have back in high school because their parents didn't approve. They had broken up, and then she and I got together. But every time Clara drank, she would get sad and whisper Liam's name in her sleep. Just the day before, Clara had heard that Liam was having a wedding back in his hometown. She insisted we fly over, saying she wanted to see him one last time. She assured me that after this, we would go back home and finally get married and start our life together. I was so happy. I thought she was finally letting go of the past. We had been together for 7 years, and I had proposed countless times, but she always turned me down, saying it wasn't the right time. But just moments ago, while we were sitting at the ceremony, Clara received a text message. She immediately ran backstage, ignoring everything around her. I caught a glimpse of the message. Liam's name was on it, and a bad feeling started to creep into my stomach. After I pressed her for answers, Clara finally admitted that Liam's fiancée had left him for someone wealthy. I took a deep breath, trying to stay calm. "If his parents can't sort this out, what can you do?" I asked. Without hesitation, Clara replied, "Of course, I'll pretend to be the bride. Good thing I brought a wedding gown." "Clara, please, don't just stand there. Go sit down before you make things worse," I pleaded. I watched as Clara pulled out a neatly folded wedding dress from her bag. It was even styled with white roses, just the way Liam liked them. It felt like I had been pushed off a cliff and was falling hard. Here we were at someone else's wedding, and Clara had a wedding dress ready, along with all her makeup supplies. Our 7-year relationship felt like a joke, and all her talk about our future together seemed like lies. I didn't even want to think about it anymore. We had passed countless bridal shops during our walks, and no matter how much I hinted, she would never even look, let alone try on a dress. She always said gowns symbolized the constraints of family and that she didn't want her wings clipped too early. Yet here she was, willingly wearing a wedding dress for another man, even if she claimed it was just to stand in as the bride. Liam followed her, handing over makeup, and Clara joked, "Why am I so nervous at your wedding? You owe me big time." Liam placed the veil on Clara and chuckled, "Thanks a ton. When this is over, I owe you one." He straightened his suit and shot me a quick glance as he walked by. "Clara, do you really have to do this?" I grabbed her hand, hoping she would at least look back at me. Annoyed, she pulled away. "Ryan, stop it. You need to understand what's important here, all right?" She rushed to the stage, grabbing Liam's waiting hand. I don't even remember leaving that stage. I just sat there, dazed in a corner, feeling like all the blood had drained from my body, leaving me as just an empty shell. Liam held Clara's hand tightly, enjoying all the attention, while Clara looked at Liam with such clear affection that no words were even needed. I realized that Clara would never truly let Liam go. Even though I had been with her longer, seen her at her best and worst, and stood by her through everything. As long as Liam was around, no amount of time passing would ever change her heart, not even a little bit. Liam was irreplaceable, and I was just a disposable nobody in her life. I let out a bitter laugh, finally accepting the truth. Clara didn't know it, but this was my last attempt to hold on. I knew Liam was trying to bother me. He even went out of his way to invite me to sit down and eat, hoping to make me jealous and stir up drama with Clara. It was an immature game, honestly, but I didn't care anymore. It was just dinner, and I had already contributed to this event. I figured I might as well eat. I wasn't going to leave hungry. Liam busied himself introducing Clara to his relatives, going from table to table, toasting drinks. I kept my eyes off both of them. Clara, thinking I had calmed down, reached out and tried to take my hand to comfort me, but I flinched, feeling disgusted, and left her hand hanging in the air. Finally, it dawned on me that we were completely wrong for each other. "What do you mean?" Clara asked, confused. I just smiled calmly and said, "I don't mean anything, Clara. I just don't love you anymore. Let's break up. It ends here." Clara's smile vanished, and her face went blank. She opened her mouth, stunned. After a moment, she asked incredulously, "Ryan, what are you saying? Everything's almost over here. Why bring this up now?" Clara wasn't ready to give up and reached out to grab me. I brushed her off coldly. Sarcastically, I said, "I'm not joking. Marry Liam. Isn't that what you want? You must be tired of pretending all these years. You've always loved Liam. Now you can finally be together." There was a flicker of guilt in Clara's eyes, but she quickly hid it. She knew exactly what I was referring to. When she threw the bouquet on stage, she was full of joy and happiness, saying, "Liam, I love you. I want to be with you forever. Whoever catches this bouquet will be the next happiest person." From what I remembered, Clara rarely expressed love to me. A hug was the most I ever got. She always said love was too heavy a word, a lifetime responsibility once spoken. Pretending to be a bride? Maybe that was Clara's true way of expressing her feelings for Liam, finally letting them out. Clara shook her head, saying, "It's not like that, Ryan. I was just acting, just putting on a show." I waved dismissively. "Doesn't matter. Even if it was real, it's got nothing to do with me." Saying that, I turned to leave, but before I could take a few steps, someone grabbed my arm. "Ryan, where are you going? Look how beautiful Clara looks in a wedding dress. Are you really going to leave her here alone?" Hearing Liam's voice made me feel sick. Was he pretending not to notice that Clara and I were arguing? Was he really just showing off that my girlfriend wore a wedding dress for him? Angrily, I ordered, "Let go of me." Before I could pull free, Liam lost his balance and fell back, crashing into the doorframe. Clara shrieked and rushed to help Liam, asking worriedly, "Liam, are you okay? Are you hurt anywhere?" Liam winced, looking pained but forcing a smile. Shaking his head, he said, "I'm fine. Clara had too much to drink, couldn't stand right. Ryan didn't push me, don't blame him." Liam was willing to take a hit to make Clara worry, and just like that, he put the blame on me. As Clara rubbed Liam's sore back, she turned and shot me a sharp look. "Ryan, you've gone too far today. Liam is innocent. Be mad at me if you want. I chose to help with that." Clara protectively stood in front of Liam, afraid I would hurt him again. I rolled my eyes, ready to snap back when Liam spoke first. "Sorry, Ryan. Folks here love their gossip. If they knew my fiancé ran off, my parents and I couldn't show our faces. But I don't want to ruin things with you and Clara. If you're mad, I'll clear it up." Liam looked determined, ready to rush on stage, but before he could take a step, Clara stopped him. With concern, she said, "Liam, you'll always be my best friend. I'd never leave you. Don't go, you can't handle it with that." She glared at me, saying, "Ryan, don't you know how cruel people can be? Liam can't handle the rumors. Do you want to push him over the edge? Liam was as manipulative as ever, making me look like the bad guy crashing their party. I shrugged, speaking directly to Clara. Clara, are you deaf or blind? I didn't push him, and I'm not stopping you from getting married either. Go get your marriage license, seal the deal. Just stop messing with other people. Clara blinked repeatedly, not expecting me to be so indifferent. She probably thought I would argue or fight Liam, not just push her away like this. She frowned, ignoring me, and said, throwing a bit of a tantrum, "Ryan, I'll go change first, then we'll talk." Seeing Clara's easing attitude, Liam grew visibly anxious, tugging on Clara's dress and looking pitiful. "Clara, you're leaving?" But then he quickly said, "Never mind." Just moments ago, disgusted by me, Clara turned patient with Liam. "Liam, is there anything else I can do for you?" Trying to sound casual, Liam said, "No, just a local custom. We're supposed to do a mock bedroom prank, but if it's too much, you can leave. I'll figure it out." Clara, unwilling to let him endure anything, quickly reassured him. "It's just a prank. Leave it to me. A handle today won't let you down now." Liam hugged Clara, giving me a smug smile. "Clara, I don't know what I'd do without you." Then, as if that was settled, he said, "I'll set up where Ryan stays tonight." Before I could respond, a cool voice cut in. "No need, I'll take him home." Surprised, I turned to see it was Olivia, a friend I had known since childhood. Olivia's eyes were slightly narrowed as she scrutinized Clara with a tone that had a hint of questioning. "Clara, didn't you say you were bringing Ryan to someone else's wedding? How come you're tying the knot yourself?" A flash of embarrassment crossed Clara's face. She quickly broke free from Liam's embrace and cleared her throat. "Olivia, if you don't know something, don't talk nonsense. You have no place meddling in my and Ryan's matters." Olivia let out a cold snort, calmly walking up to Clara. "Juggling two relationships, is that something you enjoy doing? What you don't cherish, others will—" Olivia took a step back and directly linked her arm through mine. I understood that Olivia was standing up for me, afraid I might be taken advantage of if left without support. I cleared my throat and corrected her. "Olivia, Clara isn't exactly juggling. I've already broken up with her after all." There was a barely noticeable glint of light in Olivia's eyes. She looked directly at Clara. "Clara, since you two have broken up, why don't you just make a good life with Liam? After all, you know I like Ryan too." Clara's face flushed with anger. She gritted her teeth and started cursing at Olivia and me. "You two are just shameless. Ryan, how could you betray me and hang out with Olivia?" Liam tried to smooth things over, wearing a fake smile. "Clara, it's probably the wedding that made Ryan jealous today. He brought Olivia on purpose to make you worry about him. He loves you too much to fall for anyone else." Clara calmed down a bit and shot me an understanding look. "So that's it, Ryan. You're just being petty, trying to get my attention." Before she could finish, Olivia interrupted, facing both of them directly. "Clara, stop flattering yourself. Clinging to Ryan really lowers your worth. And you, Liam, drop that pretentious act. We're not buying it. I heard you guys planning to sneak off later. Fine, Ryan and I won't intrude. May you quickly have a kid and stay locked together." Olivia's words were sharp and cutting. Clara and Liam's faces went pale, unable to react. Olivia had already pulled me away by then, leaving behind a whirlwind. Clara seemed like she wanted to follow me, but Liam's voice quickly followed. "Clara, don't leave me behind." As expected, Clara agreed with him. "All right, don't worry, I got you." I walked away quickly, pretending not to hear anything. A cool breeze brushed by, and I felt freer and lighter than ever. A few messages popped up on my phone, all from Clara. "Ryan, afraid of being exposed on the spot, I can only text you now. Don't be stubborn. I have some things to handle here. I'll go back tomorrow night and make it up to you properly. We'll get the marriage certificate this week." I looked at Clara's messages and just felt completely done with it. Her feelings seemed so insincere. I didn't want them anymore. My phone showed she was still typing, but I went right ahead and blocked her, deleting her as a contact. I calmed myself and asked Olivia to drop me off at the company entrance. On the way, Olivia kept comforting me, telling me not to be upset. Even after I got out of the car, she still seemed worried. I smiled at her and said, "Don't worry about me. I'm really fine. Thanks for standing up for me today, Olivia." Olivia hesitated for a moment, then suddenly looked directly at me. "Ryan, I meant every word I said today." I was a bit startled. I had always known about Olivia's feelings since we were kids. She never hid that she liked me. But after I started dating Clara, she tactfully stepped back, only sending me careful holiday wishes. Each Happy Dragon Boat Festival or Happy Mid-Autumn Festival always carried a hidden "I love you." It turned out I wasn't the only fool in this world. Over the years, she hadn't changed, still instinctively protecting me the way she used to. I sighed and spoke. "Olivia, you're a great girl. Though I've broken up with Clara, you know her persistent nature, I'm afraid." Olivia shook her head. "I don't care about that. Hold on a sec." She hurriedly opened the trunk, pulling out a huge bouquet of deep red roses, just as bold and brilliant as she was. Olivia smiled radiantly as she walked toward me, her eyes holding a spark. "Ryan, I'm very clear about still liking you. It's been many years, and I can't let you go. Give me a chance, okay? They say dating starts with a bouquet. Let me pursue you, will you?" At that moment, it felt like fireworks exploded in my heart, the kind needing a lifetime to clean up the ashes. I admit I was a bit moved. Olivia's love was honest and open. She loved me. She stood with me openly and gave me the best of everything. Clearly, I had a great person by my side, but I had foolishly mistaken Clara for someone special. Why couldn't I see through it? Why did I let Olivia down? I gently ruffled Olivia's hair, saying softly, "Liking someone, going after someone, that's your right. You don't need anyone to give you permission." Olivia's eyes sparkled, full of light. "So, does that mean you're okay with me pursuing you?" Olivia is great, kind, sweet, and worthy of someone putting her first. The only thing was, I had just ended a relationship. Clara still thought I was mad at her. Before starting something new, things between us had to be clean. I wanted to be responsible with Olivia. I didn't answer her question directly, but I didn't want her to feel bad either, so I just smiled lightly and reached for the roses in her hand. Suddenly, a familiar voice came from behind. No, it couldn't be. Clara, who was supposed to be back tomorrow, appeared in front of me, looking exhausted with red eyes. "Ryan, you can't say yes to her." Clara harshly stopped me. "You told me you'd only love me in this life." Clara frowned and rushed over, trying to grab the roses. "You can't take flowers from her. I'm your girlfriend." I quickly stepped back, dodging her hand. Clara looked so hurt, like I had wounded her. "Ryan, how can you treat me like this? Are you really going to date Olivia?" With no expression, I said coldly, "Clara, I think I've made it clear today. We're done. Whoever I date now is none of your business." Clara was hurt, staring at me and questioning. "Ryan, but you said you'd only marry me. You're the one who always keeps promises. How can you break your word now?" Listening to her, I chuckled bitterly. "Clara, you went and married someone else. Why should I marry you?" As soon as I said it, Clara laughed without a care. "I knew you were still upset about the wedding. I already told you it was just an act for Liam. If you're upset, I'll make it up to you with the biggest wedding when we marry." I frowned, unhappy that Clara could still shamelessly laugh after what she had done. You've got some nerve. Don't flatter yourself, I'm not going for a second round with you. If you want weddings that badly, go marry Liam a few more times. Clara's face changed instantly. She pointed right at my face. Ryan, I'm giving you an out. Don't push it. I made a special trip back to patch things up. Is this tiny issue really worth it? Did you bring Olivia here just to annoy me? With that, she pulled out her phone and shoved it in my face, demanding, I'm telling you, I've only got so much patience. Don't push me. You've got a lot of nerve blocking me. Now unblock me fast. I was about to refuse when Clara's phone rang. It was that unique ringtone she had just for Liam, probably due to our unresolved issues. She hesitated, glancing at me briefly before answering the call. Liam must have said something, because Clara visibly panicked, quickly reassuring him. Liam, calm down, stay where you are. I'm coming to find you. Clara hung up and was about to dash off, but after a couple of steps, she turned back. She explained hurriedly. Ryan, Liam also flew over, intending to apologize to you in person, but he's unfamiliar with the roads here and got lost after leaving the airport. I'm worried about him getting into trouble, so I have to go find him. We'll talk about our things later at home. As she left, Clara shot Olivia a fierce look and said, Olivia, Ryan is my boyfriend. We're getting married soon. Stay away from him. I sighed silently. It was expected. No surprise she left me for Liam again. Liam always came first. But this made me see Clara's true colors and realize who genuinely cared about me. Olivia looked at me worried, then glanced at the roses in my arms. Ryan, are you really getting back with Clara? If I'm putting you in a tough spot, you don't have to take the flowers I gave you. It's okay. Olivia forced a small smile, but her voice was full of vulnerability. I was scared she would cry any moment. After all, no one is truly selfless enough to genuinely bless the one they love to be with someone else. I knew Olivia. She just seemed carefree. But I knew she always shouldered her troubles alone. I sighed, teasing her a little. So, regretting confessing already? Olivia raised her head, eyes bright, and shook her hand vigorously. Absolutely not. I'd never regret it. I nodded lightly. Okay, wait here for me. I'll be back soon. Just need to sort some things out in a while. I returned with boxes of my stuff from my office. Heading downstairs, seeing me with the box, Olivia seemed surprised. Ryan, did you quit your job? I put my stuff in the car and replied, Yeah, I did. I remembered why I had joined this company in the first place. It was for Clara. Clara and Liam didn't come from much, but Liam's mom was a social climber. They had been forced to break up so as not to hurt Clara's self-esteem. I had a falling out with my family and ended up living a hard life with her, starting from the bottom as a small office worker. Clara didn't know much about the company, so I stayed up all night with her, teaching her how to make plans and use spreadsheets. I even gave up opportunities for promotion and salary raises for her. Though I didn't have much money then, I worked hard, saved up, and wouldn't let Clara face any hardship. I gave her the best I could. In the end, 7 years of genuine care were wasted on someone who didn't appreciate it. Now that we had broken up, there was no point in staying at that small company. I was thinking maybe it was time to swallow my pride and apologize to my parents. I parked my car at the house, and Olivia got out cautiously, asking, Got any plans now? I pulled out the keys, opened the door, and said, This house was bought with Clara, but the title is in her name only. Since we broke up, there's no point in staying here. I plan to pack up before she gets back and move out. Olivia looked worried. But if you move out now, where will you live? You can stay at my place. I've got an extra room perfect for you. While packing, I replied, Okay, but I can't stay for free. I'll pay you rent. Olivia laughed jokingly, saying, All right, don't worry. I'm a great landlord. I won't overcharge you. Let me help. Olivia started packing, carefully folding my clothes. Looking in the closet, I realized Clara's stuff took up most of the space. There weren't many things of mine in this home. It symbolized how unbalanced our relationship was. Olivia kindly prepared a guest room, getting all new essentials. Wiping the sweat from her forehead, Olivia smiled and asked, "Hungry? What do you want for dinner?" Surprised, I asked, "Olivia, you can cook?" Olivia pretended to be hurt, saying, "We grew up together. How can you not know?" Hearing Olivia, I looked down. Ever since I started dating Clara, I had lost my social circle, always revolving around her. Olivia joked, "You know, they say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach." I playfully flicked Olivia's forehead, laughing. "Seriously, get off the internet." Olivia rubbed her forehead, tied on an apron, saying, all right, no more joking. To celebrate your newfound singlehood, I'm making your favorite fish soup." These were things Clara never did for me. After work, Clara would just lie on the couch, complaining she was tired, and making me do the chores. She never did housework, let alone cook. I prepared every meal, even consulted a nutritionist to ensure her health and a balanced diet. Watching Olivia busying herself in the kitchen made me feel a warm sense of comfort. My wandering soul felt like it had found a home. "Ryan, dinner's ready. What are you daydreaming about?" Olivia waved a hand in front of me, bringing out the dishes. I dished out the soup first, gently shaking my head. "It's nothing." After dinner, I said, "I want to visit my parents. Haven't been home in ages." Olivia looked thrilled, asking, "Really? You finally made up your mind? They've been asking about you." I swallowed my soup, catching on to something. "I haven't been in touch. How'd you know they've been asking?" Olivia sheepishly scratched her head, saying, "I visited them a few times. They asked about you. Don't worry, I'll go with you. They'll definitely forgive you." Although Olivia kept reassuring me on the way over, standing in front of my parents' door, I was nervous, my fingers trembling, feeling the tension of returning home. In the end, Olivia knocked for me. Mom's face lit up seeing Olivia, welcoming her warmly. "Oh, Olivia, you didn't have to bring so much each time." In that moment, I realized Olivia was a frequent visitor. Through the years, she had secretly looked after my parents. Guilt and gratitude surged within me. With a choked voice, I called, "Mom, I'm back." Mom's eyes reddened instantly, scolding, "Ryan, where have you been all these years?" Olivia gently nudged Mom inside, winking at me. "Auntie, these gifts are all from Ryan. Let's go in and chat." Soon, Dad emerged from his study, now looking much older than before. Thanks to Olivia acting as a bridge, my parents didn't scold me too harshly. Hearing about the breakup with Clara, both seemed relieved. Dad had said back then that people like Clara, he had met many in business, and we wouldn't last. I had once thought it was just his bias, never expecting him to be right. On the way home, I finally felt a sense of relief I had never experienced before. I took a deep breath and said to Olivia, "Olivia, why don't we try dating?" She looked at me, stunned. After a moment, her eyes started to tear up, and she nodded, saying, "Okay." Even though Olivia and I made things official and moved in together, I still wanted to give her the respect she deserved. We started a new life together, and I felt happier than ever over the next few days. But then, a week later, an unexpected guest showed up at our door. That evening, Clara came over with Liam in tow. Seeing Olivia and me together, she looked annoyed and barked, "Ryan, you've been messing around long enough. It's time to come home." I frowned, not pleased. Maybe Clara thought I would never really leave her. Or maybe she was just used to having me around and deceiving herself. After all, I had made things crystal clear between us. With a sigh, I said, slightly impatient, "Clara, I'm tired of saying this. We've broken up. Plus, you have Liam now, so stop bothering me." Liam stepped forward, looking a bit pitiful, and said, Ryan, you got it all wrong. I just didn't want any misunderstandings between you and Clara, so I came here myself. It's my fault. I got lost after leaving the airport, he added. Clara didn't abandon you on purpose. Olivia, always direct, couldn't help but chuckle and sneered. Lost? Aren't you too old to make up such lame excuses? If you were truly lost, you should have gone to the police, not Clara. And being lost was last week's problem. Clara, if you really cared about Ryan, why didn't you come for him earlier? Liam wasn't lost overseas, was he? Clara stomped her foot in anger, glaring at Olivia. Olivia, who do you think you are to talk about Liam like that? You know what, Clara? She's right, it's my fault, Liam chimed in, trying to act all buddy-buddy. He then held up a thermos. Ryan, don't sulk with Clara, it's all on me. Clara didn't come find you because I got sick when I arrived. Went to the hospital several times. She can be harsh with words sometimes, but she's really soft-hearted. She even made chicken soup for you to bring you back home. I scowled, feeling disgusted. Liam's overly dramatic antics were just as irritating as always. Clara, who claimed she couldn't cook, clearly made the soup for Liam's stomach, not mine. Even at this point, Liam was meddling to assert his importance in Clara's life. Clara stood there, arms crossed, nodding at Liam with her chin. Liam, why do you bother explaining? Some people just don't appreciate anything. Liam smirked at me with a hint of challenge. Open the thermos, he prompted. The soup's still hot, why don't you have some? He dipped a spoon and tried to feed it to me. Olivia quickly pushed Liam's hand away, worriedly asking, What are you doing? Spilling soup all over the floor? Clara rushed to make sure Liam was okay and glared at Olivia. Olivia, are you nuts? I should be asking you that. What are you trying to do? Olivia held my hand, stepping back slightly, accusing Clara. You've been with Ryan for 7 years. Don't you know he's allergic to green onions? Clara looked flustered, with green onions floating on the soup, added for Liam's taste. Clara glanced at me, rarely apologizing. I'm sorry, Ryan. It wasn't intentional. But Olivia wasn't letting Clara off the hook. She glanced at the spilled soup and said, Right, it wasn't intentional. There's barely any meat in this, not even a chicken leg. Probably all went into someone's belly, leaving scraps for Ryan. Olivia hit the nail on the head, making Clara's face turn red and white, not daring to meet my eyes. Annoyed, Olivia waved dismissively. All right, no need for you two to hang around here any longer. Clara, if you can't cook, don't bother bringing junk. Whatever my boyfriend wants, I can make. We don't need your soup. Just then, Liam seemed to snap, frowning. Wait a minute, what did you just say, boyfriend? Before Olivia could respond, I jumped in. Yes, Olivia and I are together now. Olivia, you shameless homewrecker! You must have seduced Ryan. Clara was furious and screamed, charging forward to slap Olivia. I grabbed her wrist, shoved her aside, and stood firmly in front of Olivia. Clara was even more shocked. Disbelief written all over her face. Ryan, you pushed me. You actually pushed me for Olivia. She started acting like a madwoman, and I was done with being nice. Olivia is my girlfriend, of course. I'm gonna protect her. Ryan, you're something else. I gave you a chance. Don't regret it. Clara huffed angrily and grabbed Liam's hand, saying, Liam, you're my boyfriend now. Let's go get married. Liam was thrilled and pulled Clara into a hug. Really, Clara? You want to be with me? I've never been able to forget you. I couldn't care less about their drama and shoved them out the door, rudely slamming it shut. All right. Are you homeless? If you want to show off your love, do it at your own place. Clara's feelings for Liam, whether out of spite or genuine, were none of my concern anymore. I didn't dare think about it further. After patching things up with my parents, Olivia often came with me to visit them. With my dad getting older, I started taking over the family business. Even though work kept me busy, I made time for weekend road trips with Olivia. Olivia is the kind of girlfriend who never kills the vibe. She plans, she clicks pictures, and never seems to get tired. She always says that as long as she's with someone she loves, even picking up trash is fun. I tease her about her choice of words, and she sticks her tongue out, stuffing the souvenirs she bought into my pockets. 2 months later, Clara showed up at my office, and I barely recognized her. Her clothes were tattered, she was dirty, and she didn't seem mentally stable. The moment she saw me, she dropped to her knees, clutching my legs. "Ryan, please save me! I'm begging you!" She seemed off, and Olivia, being kind-hearted, called the police. That's when we learned that there was never any runaway bride story. All of it was a trap set by Liam, who conspired with his parents to lure Clara in because they saw her making headway in the city. They wanted to swindle all her money and make her their servant. Clara was used to a lavish life and couldn't cope, earning beatings for any mistake. She lost everything, her body covered in bruises, reduced to a wreck. After escaping, Clara explained everything to the police. Liam and his folks got arrested. I sighed deeply, not really feeling sorry for Clara. She got what she deserved. After leaving the hospital, Clara shadowed me for a bit, trying to fix what we had. I ignored her, just handing her a wedding invitation. She stood there, stunned. Soon after, Olivia and I had a grand wedding. I noticed a familiar figure at the entrance. It was Clara. She didn't come inside, just watched from afar as I pretended not to notice. I focused on sliding the ring onto Olivia's finger, my eyes only on her. At that moment, I held happiness tightly in my grip.